Hey guys, welcome back. Today I actually wanted to feature a palette that I got on Sephora recently. I don't really go on there often. If I do, I always kind of try and find something that's maybe on sale that I've been kind of curious about, and that's exactly what I did. I found the Natasha Denona palette here for $12.50. I couldn't pass that up. Are you kidding? I'm a makeup artist. I collect all sorts of products. I'm constantly trying to test products out to see if I like them, if it's something that I would actually purchase for my kit for work. So I figured I'd go ahead and kind of give this a test. I know this palette's been out for a while, so you'll probably be able to find other videos on this, but this will be kind of my take. So I'm going to use some of these kind of berry and purple tones, and it's nice because there are a few neutral shades as well. I had to pick this up. I mean, $12.50. So I got this one, and then I also got one of her nude palettes as well, her minis. And just so you can see the size, it is quite small, but you know, I think if you can find a palette that's priced well like this and you want to give it a shot, why not? So I'm going to go ahead and do a little something with that. Being that it's springtime, I kind of feel like I want to do some stuff that has some color. You'll see also in this video, I'm going to be featuring all sorts of products. It's kind of the gamut. So I will have some Makeup Forever, some Nars products. I'm just kind of playing around today. So if you want, stick around and see what you think. I actually already prepped my skin. I put a little bit of basically an SPF moisturizer on, the HD stick. This is a nice product. I actually like to just take a brush and pick it up because I find that's plenty of product. I wouldn't go straight in with the stick. If you're somebody who likes really full coverage, super perfected, then you can go in with the stick, use a beauty blender, use a brush, however, but this is kind of how I like to do it. And this is definitely a medium and can get slightly on the full coverage side. But I also think a product is really depends on what's underneath it. So how much skin prep. If my skin was really, really super prepped and I wanted more of a sheer application, just by having a lot of skincare underneath this would really make this product pretty sheer. It is on the creamier side, this foundation. So I find it's great for normal to maybe drier skin types. If you're oily, you definitely are going to want to go ahead and set this and possibly even prep the skin with some mattifying primers. It's mid-tone sepia, just kind of this brown shade. It's a cream product. Again, I'm kind of going to stick with mainly creams and liquids right now. I'm not going to use too much powder. So I just take a Real Techniques little contour brush and just kind of start in your hollows. So just kind of warming the complexion up with that. So there's a little base going on. Now I can kind of concentrate a little bit more on my eyes. This is the Makeup Forever Aqua XL. It's almost like a paint in a way. It's creamy, but it dries down and becomes waterproof. So you do want to move fairly quick with this. So I'm going to use this kind of as a primer, as a base. It is waterproof, it stays put. And let's say if you wanted just something really simple, you could just take one of these and just swipe it all over, blend it out really well, and you're good. And I'm going to just kind of keep that on this lower portion here. Just kind of buff that out. And then with whatever's left, just kind of bring it up. And it does dry pretty quick, so you do want to move pretty fast. I'm going to not do concealer quite yet. I'll probably conceal after the eyes are done. Take our palette. I'm just going to go in the first shade here, which is Flint. I'm just going to take a small fluffy little brush, and there's actually, you can see I put my brush in here. You can see all that fallout. So nice soft formula. Sometimes I'll get the product on the brush, tap it off, but sometimes even get it worked into the brush a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of start this in the crease, just really lightly. The pigment is really nice. There's a lot of payoff, so lots of color right away. I think I'm gonna go in with this one here that is called Poison Berry. Using a little bit of a stiffer, denser brush. And I'm concentrating that on this outer section. Right now, I don't really want to be blending. I just kind of want to get that product placed. Softly blend this out. It's interesting, when I'm blending this out, I definitely see, I don't know if you can see that, it has quite a bit of a blue kind of undertone to it. So I've got it stamped kind of right where I want it. I'm going to blend out the brush and just soften this. Because I kind of like this intensity on the end. Other side. Our eyes are not symmetrical, so this is a great way to look straight ahead and kind of see where you need to pull up further on one side. So I just want to kind of soften that out. And then even from here, from this point, I just kind of want to bring it up a little bit. And just kind of blending again through the crease, taking whatever's kind of in this little corner. I'm gonna go ahead and take Raisin just because it has a little bit more depth, and I'm taking a small pencil brush. Again, lots of fallout here. I mean, you can see all of that. So really pigmented shadows, almost work it in the brush a bit. I feel like pressing and getting the shadow placed first before you start blending. Now I'm going to go and do a little bit underneath the eyes. I'm going to first go in with the brown. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the Raisin, the one that's a little bit deeper, the one that I added last. Now I'm going to go in and do an eyeliner. I'm not going to do black because I feel like this is a pretty colorful look and I don't want to make it look darker. I still wanted it to be bright and colorful and not get too deep. So I'm going to go ahead and do a pencil from NYX. It's just their dark brown eye and eyebrow pencil, and it is the dark brown. I find I like these. I'll wipe out that little pencil brush and I'm just going to kind of softly blend this out. I think I'm going to go over it with the Poison Berry. Make sure you're getting this really into the root of the lash. I'm going to take this color called Linen, and it's a little bit more on this gold side. I'm going to use that as like a little inner corner highlight. And I don't think I want to put that on the lid. Didn't really put anything on the lid. It was mainly just the little eyeshadow paint from Makeup Forever. Because I like the look of that. Because there's really not much going on in the center. It's just this kind of softness from that little paint. You know, I'll add a little bit of this somewhere so you guys can see what that looks like. That's the Blue Dahlia. I'm going to take a little Fix Plus and dampen my brush. I told you in this video I wasn't sure where I was going to go with this. Hopefully I haven't lost you yet. And I'm going to just take a little bit of that and dip that right into, can you see that? It's really, really deep blue. I'm going to take a little bit of this. And, you know, I'm just going to kind of do just a little, just about to the middle and stop. Just so we have like a little interest going on here. Because I don't want this look to start to get too dark. I still really want this to have a fun, more color moment. And really getting this damp with your Fix Plus really works nicely. So that's kind of a fun way to incorporate that color. I want a little bit of a thicker lash here. I'm using the Extreme Dimension by MAC and really getting it at the root and wiggling it through. Extend and play on the bottom, like always. I'm gonna go in and actually kind of bronze myself quite a bit. I'm gonna do that with this little Fenty. I'm just giving her bronzers a little bit of a try before I go in and invest in the full sizes. So I just kind of wanted to see. This one's called Shady Biz. I feel like it's a little bit on the light side. So we'll see how bronzy I can get. I'm gonna take like an angled little brush from MAC. This is called Cinnamon. It's a little stick, and you can use these as blushes, eyeshadows. If you have a deeper skin complexion, this would be great as a highlight. So I'm just taking a little bit on my contour brush. I'm kind of using this as a blush for me right now. I actually think I'm going to take a little bit of this. Just add that. Creates a little warmth. I like that. A little brightening under the eyes, just a little bit. Again, you're gonna see me always kind of using the Fit Me by Maybelline. I just feel I'm so dry under here, and I like that it's not, the formula isn't super drying. I'm gonna take a damp sponge, a little bit down the center of the face. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just take my foundation brush and just kind of push everything together. Spray a little bit of Fix Plus directly on that. Just kind of push everything in. You can do this with a beauty blender too. I'm gonna go in actually with this Dual Intensity palette by Nars. I'm gonna go in, I think, with this one here. Add some additional color. Taking the lightest shade and just barely hitting the tops of my cheekbone. A little down my nose. I'm gonna go ahead and use a lipstick by MAC. It's called Snob, and it's a real kind of like pale pink matte slight satin. So there's a lot of color with this. I would say this is kind of like a Barbie pink. I really like this. The whole color right now is making me feel like spring. It's really fun. I don't know if you guys have ever worn a lipstick quite like this. Kind of like this Barbie pink. It's pretty blue in the undertone, and it's also kind of milky in a way. So it's definitely a look. I really kind of wanted to drive home kind of this undertone of these purples that are a little bit on the blue side. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of a gloss, which actually is a little bit peachier, just to kind of slightly warm this up. This is Dainty by Anastasia. It just warms it up a little bit, featuring the Natasha Denona palette in Lila. And I used all shades in this palette. There's quite a bit of fallout with these shadows, but the impact of the pigment is really nice. So just make sure you're really like loading the brush well and tapping excess off. So I guess that's it, you guys. I hope you like this look. Let me know your thoughts, and like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and hopefully I will see you soon. All right.